Okay guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. It's not actually a recipe. It is showing you how to actually cut up a chicken wing. For those of you who don't know, that's what my channel is about. It's about teaching people that don't know or that are new to preparing a meal or being in the kitchen, basically. So that's what I'm here for. That's what I try to do, and I try to do it as thorough as I can. Okay, so what we're going to do here, very, very simple. I have my chicken wings. These are whole chicken wings, okay? So that means it's got the drumstick, the flat, and it also has the tip on it. I'm going to show you guys how to break that down. It's very simple. I know some people can be intimidated by, butchering their own meat or cutting through a bone or a joint. So I'm going to show you the simple way to do this, take care of this problem. This all you're going to need is chicken wings, and you're going to need some press and seal, and you're going to need some Ziploc bags, okay? Now, I just want to be clear, this is not a cooking video this week. This is just to show you guys how to break down a full wing and to freezer wrap it the right way, which I think is the right way, because I can take these out in a year from now, and they'll be just as fresh as the day that I freezer wrapped them, okay? So let's get on with this video, and let's get started. I know a lot of people will say to use a 8-inch butcher knife. Now I also have a like a plastic cutting board here, because I don't want the chicken on my my wooden cutting board. Although, not a problem if it touches it, because I just mix a little bit of bleach and some water, soak a towel in it, and then you can go ahead and you can sanitize that particular area, okay, or whatever you're cutting on. This just makes it a little bit easier for me when it comes to cutting up some chicken wings. So there's two knives that you can use for this. One is an 8-inch chef knife, okay, that's what I have here, and the other one that you can use is a 6-inch knife as well, okay? It's whatever is easier for you to handle. Or you could actually, you know what? Or you can actually use a boning knife too, okay? So any one of these three knives will do for this, because all you're doing is breaking the joint. That's it. Maybe a little bit of bone to cut through if you're off just a little bit, but anyways, that is the deal. We're going to start out with the 8-inch. The 8-inch chef's knife. So we're going to put these other knives back, and we're going to get going on these chicken wings. And I'm not going to cut them all up for you. Now, the reason why I'm doing this tutorial right now is because, listen, everybody knows how expensive everything is. Everything's through the roof. These chicken wings were $3.69 a pound. Okay, I remember when you can get these for 79 cents a pound. Okay, so anyways, I got these on sale for $1.99 a pound, so I picked up a few. So we're going to wind up with about there's 18, 36. We're going to wind up with probably about maybe 75 wings out of this whole thing, and I only paid about $17 for that, so that's a great deal. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to, now this might be a little difficult for me to do this because I'm actually working in reverse. Now you can feel the joint, so if you take your finger and you run it, it's just like your elbow, right? So I know the joint is right here, okay, because I can feel it there. All right, so what I do is I just cut here and then feel the joint, where the joint is, and sometimes it goes pretty easy. Other time, see, there you go. See, you're just cutting this joint. That's all you're doing. It's just like an elbow. Now off camera, I do have a couple of bowls here, one for my scraps, and then one for the drumsticks and one for the wing. Now the other thing you're going to do the same. I hope you guys seen that, because I wasn't really sure when I wasn't really looking at the camera actually. Okay, so you're going to do the same thing over here. You're going to find this joint, which is right here, okay, and you're just going to take your knife and you're just going to run it. See that joint in there? Right there. That's where you want to get. You want to get your knife in there. You'll feel the split, and that's where you want to cut, just like this, nice and easy. Okay, so that is how you cut up chicken wings. Very simple, right? Now, I don't know if you guys want to save the tip. I don't, so I actually just discard those. But here's what you got. You got your flat, you got your drumstick, okay? Chicken wings. We're going to wind up with about 75 to 80 of these things today. So I'm not going to bore you guys with how to do this. You guys can rewind this, watch that part again. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to cut all these up, and I'll bring you guys back with me once that's done, and then we're going to show you the important part of how to save these, okay? We're going to freezer wrap these up and get these in the freezer, put a date on them so we know when we did them. So here, look at this, right? We got a bowl of chicken wings, all right? Wound up getting 13 or 33 points, which means that that was just the tip of the wing. So obviously we have to double that. So I got 66 pieces of chicken wings between drumsticks and flats. All right, now I know, you guys know in today's age, you go out and buy this stuff at a bar, it's going to cost you an arm and a leg. I know around where I live, it's, I mean, you get $16 a dozen, which I think is out of control. And I paid, you know, like I said, anywhere between, I don't know, $17, $18 maybe for, I wound up getting 5.5 dozen of wings. This is the way to go. So butcher them up yourself, cut them up yourself, and this is what you'll have. All right, so now I'm going to turn around. I'm going to put these aside. I'm going to show you guys how I freezer wrap meat. Now, there might be a better way to do it, but again, this is for people that don't have a vacuum sealer, okay? And that you want your food to stay good for a long period of time. So, press and seal. I swear by it. I can't say anything bad about the product. I think it's a great product. Everybody's seen it on the shelves. You know exactly what this is. You can freezer wrap. You can, you know, seal bowls like this if you don't have a lid. All that stuff. So I freezer wrap with this. I think this stuff has always worked fantastic for me. Although I wish they would put a little bit more glue on this. Some more sticky stuff. Other than that, that's the only complaint I have with this, and that's really not a complaint because it does hold. All right, so we're going to do dozens at a time, okay? So we're going to wind up with like 5.5 packages. So this is about how much I pull out, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to, and this is kind of the important part, right? Because, you know, you want this to last a long time, you know, as long as you can, unless you take them out of the freezer next week, then you're all set. All right, so there is a method to my madness to keeping the air out of this and to get all the air out, and it's really kind of the way I stack them. Okay, now I'm hoping that you guys can see this. Okay, so I start with one drumstick there, all right, and then I turn the other one around. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to build like a little wall. Okay, if you think of it like that. So you want everything really, really close together. The less air you have in these, the better. Okay, that's the trick. Not rocket science, but it is helpful to know it. So this is how I stack my wings. I try to be even. I do 6 flats, 6 drumsticks. That's just me. You can separate them 6 flats, or you know, you can do 12 flats at a time, 12 drumsticks at a time. It's, I mean, obviously it's up to you. All right, so Jesus Christ, I lost count. 2, 4, 6. Okay, so now we're even. So we have 4 of each. All right, so we're just going to keep building on this end. So there's 8, there's 9, there's 10, and there's 12. Now I know somebody's going to count and think that this is off, which it might be because doing 2 things at once, well, you know how it is. All right, so what we're going to do, sticky side up, okay? So you're actually putting your food on the sticky side, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to fold this just like this, and we're just going to give it a little, just like that, okay? And again, this works for me. Other people might have a whole other way of doing this. Okay, and then we're going to take the front part and we're going to pull it as tight as we can, and we're just going to rub it down, and then we're going to take our fingers just like that, as tight as you can get it. Okay, and then now your package is pretty much sealed. Okay, so now you're going to come over to the other side and you're going to do the same exact thing. So make sure you put a lot of pressure on it. Okay, and then you're going to pick it up, you're going to fold it under, and you're going to pick it up, and you're going to fold it under, and then you're going to squeeze it. Okay, so the odds of a lot of air being in there, and that's what makes your food kind of get freezer burn, right? So if you have, I just want to show you up close, see, just like this. All right, and don't worry about these tails. These tails are fine. You're going to store it with the bottom part down, just like that. Okay, so the reason why you get freezer burn in your freezer is because you have oxygen in here, and that is what gives your food that taste after a while. Everybody knows exactly what I'm talking about. And we don't want that, so we try to knock all of that out of there, all the air as possible out of there. Okay, so this is how we do it, and then all I'm going to do when I get done with these, I'm just going to label them, date them, how much is in here, and we're going to stick these into another freezer bag, and we're going to suck out as much air as we can with those, and then these are going to be good. You know, listen, I do this to soups and stews and stuff like that. I've taken stuff out of the freezer literally a year after. Perfect. Okay, enough of the babbling. I think you guys understand. You guys get the point where I'm going with this. Keep your fresh, or keep your food fresh, and that is the whole thing behind this video today. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to do the rest of them, and when I get done with the rest of them, I'll show you exactly what I got and what I do next. Okay? All right, guys, this is a fun video. Hang in there, and we'll continue in just a second. I have all this wrapped now, 5.5 dozen. Now you can use whatever freezer bag that you want to use. You want to use something that's kind of generic. It really doesn't matter because you're wrapped here and you're wrapped here. So all I do now is I do use these Great Value. However, I don't like what they've been doing to their bags, so I may change. And if you look at the bottom, they actually have a thing, and I believe what it's for is if you wanted to store like soup or whatever, the bottom is up. You know, it's like a square like this on the bottom. I don't really like that, but hey, you know, that's just me. Okay, so what I do now is I just date them, and down in the corner I just put how many there are. So we have 4 packs of 12 and 1 pack of 6. Okay, so we're just going to push these off to the side, and this is real easy stuff here. All right, and then you'll have these for quite some time, I have to say. Don't be afraid to get them in there, and there we go, just like that. So we're going to do 3 per pack, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to push down like this. We're going to get most of the air. Now you're going to get air in it, don't get me wrong, but you do have that other barrier as well because we pre-wrapped them, you know, just a little bit ago with the press and seal, right? Okay, so just going to take these, put them in. Just like that. Zip them up. Get most of the air out of them. Just like that. Okay, so when we put them in the freezer, we're just going to fold these under just like that. Okay, if you're able to. This one you might not be able to. All right, guys, so here's the deal. Here's how you take down a chicken wing, basically. Cut it up and get your flat and get your drumstick and discard the point and freezer wrap them in press and seal, and then put them in a Ziploc bag like this and throw them in the freezer. These are going to be great for a long, long time. Take them out about 2 days ahead of time. Let them thaw out in the refrigerator. That's the right way to do it. I know some people put them on the countertop. I'm guilty of it. I've done it as well. So that's what we got today. All right, so a little bit off the food thing today, and doing a little tutorial like this. I actually enjoyed doing this. I like cutting meat down, so I think that's most of it. Okay, so that's it for this video. If you guys like this type of thing and me showing you how I do things like this, you know, send me a message, put a comment up, and let me know if you want to see more of this. I'll be more than happy to do these, you know, cutting up tenderloins and pre-packaging things. And, you know, and again, this is for people that don't have a vacuum sealer or, you know, that kind of thing. This is for people that don't have that. Okay. All right, enough of the babbling, guys. I will see you guys next week, and we'll see if we get a food video back up there. If not, maybe I'll do more of this. Okay, everybody have a great week, and I will talk to you and see everyone in the following recipe or tutorial. Okay, have a great week.